We are going to continue on our series of product visualization lighting in Blender. In this video, we are going to learn the realistic approach to do a 3-point studio lighting setup in Blender. We are also going to cover each and every parameter of lighting in detail, so don't skip any part. Also, I am going to provide this Blender file for my Patreon, so if you are interested, go check out my Patreon as well. And I am also learning my live Unreal Engine classes for 3 months, so if you are interested, check the link in the description to contact me. So now without any delay, let's jump into Blender. As you guys can see, I have imported my scene here in Blender. You guys can see I have created a base here for the tire visualization, and I have a backdrop here. Now let's start with the studio lighting, or what we say 3-point lighting system. Okay, now we are going to learn each and every step, each and everything step by step. So just follow along with me and you are going to get some really good results. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to change our render engine because we want a realistic result. I'm going to change from Eevee to cycles here. Okay, as soon as I do it, you can see this is how it is looking right now. So if I render it out, okay, you can see it's a black here, because the reason is that if I go to my world settings here, you can see this is our color here and strength is set to 0. If I do it to 1, you can see we get some really low light of gray here, okay, in our ambient lighting. So let's just do one thing. We are going to drop this to black, total black. So now you can see we can see nothing here. Let's just save our scene first. And now one more thing I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to GPU compute. Okay, so if you are not using GPU and you have a good GPU, just switch to GPU compute. And one more thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to preferences. I'm going to make sure that in system I am using a optics system, because I'm having a RTX card. So if you have a RTX card, use the optics. It's much faster than CUDA here. Okay, don't turn on both of the both CPU and GPU here. Only GPU will work good. Okay, so let's just close this out. Also, I have basically created a camera, and it's a long focal length camera. So if I show you here, okay, you can see it's an 85 mm lens. Okay, and I have rotated tire a bit. Now let's start with the lighting part. So I'm going to press the Shift A key. I'm going to select the lighting collection, and then I'm going to add a area light here. Okay, as soon as I do it, and if I move it, so let's just move the light here. Okay, so now you can see this is how it is working. Let's just name this to our key light. Okay, so this is going to be our key light. Now what I want this part basically to get the light here. Okay, our key light should be here. So what we can do, we can move this light around. So first let's just rotate this by holding the control key. So it rotates in the 90-degree. Now let's just move this here. Okay, and now you can see it's looking something like this. Okay, let's just move it downwards here. So you can see we are getting this lighting here. But to get it perfect, what we are going to do, we are going to use the different views. So if I press the 1 key, you can see we are having this front view here. So let's just take it upwards and let's just rotate it downwards a bit. Okay, so I'm going to do something like this. Okay, so let's just rotate it downward. Okay, something like this. Now let's just check in another view. So if I press the 3 key, you can see we are having this right view here. Okay, so you can see the result here as well. Now let's just go to top view by pressing the 7 key. Okay, not here, sorry, here. Let's just press the 7 key, and now you can see we are in the top view, and this is how it is looking here. Okay, so let's just move here a bit and let's just rotate it here. Okay, something like this. So now you can see we are getting this light. Okay, and you can see the result here as well. Now what I want this light to be basically having that rectangle shape. Okay, so let's just go to scale here and let's just scale here. Okay, so if you want, you can switch from global to local as well. Okay, and let's just scale here something like this. Okay, and let's just do something like this here. Okay, so this is looking nice. Okay, and now let's just increase the power to 25, and you can see the result here. This is looking really good. Okay, we can reduce the size here as well, something like this, overall size. Okay, So now what we are going to do, one more thing I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll downwards in color management. Just make sure that you are using the AGX. If you are using the Filmic, you can get this result. Okay, totally depends upon you. If you want, you can go for Filmic and very high contrast as well, or medium high contrast as well. Okay, you can see the result here, or you can work with the AGX as well. And in AGX, you can use the high contrast or the medium contrast or the base contrast. I'm going to use the medium high contrast here. So you can see the result here as well. And now if you want, you can increase the light intensity as well. So let's just take it up to 35. Okay, you can see the result. Right now I'm going to keep this to none. So we can see, now you can see we are lighting this back part as well. So what we can do, we can basically make sure that we don't have this much light, because I'm going to add a fill light as well. So let's just go for 25. Yeah, this is looking nice here. Okay, and if you want, you can rotate it a bit more. Okay, something like this. Yeah. Now let's just add a fill light. So this is our key light, which is lighting our main product here. This is going to be our main light. Now whenever you add a fill light, okay, you need to make sure that it doesn't go above this value, which is 25. So let's just go to our top view. We can just take a copy of this by pressing the Shift D key and just taking a copy here. Okay, like this here. And now you can see we are getting this part which is getting the shine. Now whenever you are working, just minimize, just turn off the light, the key light, and work now. Okay, so let's just do something like this. So we get over here only. Okay, now you can see the result. Then again, you can move the lighting here as well. You can see, okay, something like this. Then you can rotate it as well, something like this here. Okay, let's just make it smaller. Okay, something like this. So it doesn't have that much area which is getting covered. And we are going to do 20 here. Okay, and now you can see this is going to be our fill light here. Okay, you can make it tad bigger by pressing the S key, and I'm going to rescale this from X axis here as well, like a square light. So now you can see the result. This is going to be our fill light here. Okay, and I'm going to rename this to fill light. Now if I select my key light here, okay, and let's just take this to 35. And let's just turn this off and turn this on. Yeah, this is looking nice. And let's just take our fill light and let's just take this to, let's say, 30. Yeah, this is looking nice. And if I turn both of this on now you can see our result is looking really beautiful. Okay, now what we want, guys, this is the two lights here. Now what we can add a rim light as well, which is going to separate our foreground element from our background. So you can do it easily. You can give some shape here as well with the help of rim light. So let's just hide this. Let's just press Shift A and let's just add a area light here. I'm going to move this upwards here, take this backwards. Okay, something like this. I'm going to rotate this, guys, by holding the control key, something like this. And now you can see we are getting this rim light here. Can you see? Okay, so what I can do, I can move this by pressing the 7 key. Okay, and I'm going to move it here. I'm going to rotate it here, something like this. And now you can see we are getting this beautiful rim light here. Okay, you can just decrease or increase the size as per your requirement. And now you can see it's basically getting here as well. So what I can do, I can move this upwards here. Okay, but you can see we are getting here and all where we are getting this light, and I only want this light on this tire part only. So what I can do, I can use the light linking system. Select your area light here, then just go to the object properties, and here you will find a shading tab, and there you will find a light linking. Just click on new here. Okay, and just click this tire, then shift click this and just press the plus button. So now you can see we are having this tire, and you can see we are only getting light on this tire. And now what I can do, I can adjust this stuff here. Okay, so this is how you can do a 3-point lighting system. So now you can see our tire is getting separated here. And if you want to focus only on this tire here, let's just name this to rim light. Okay, so I just renamed it wrong. LIGST rim light. Okay, and let's just increase this to, let's say, 30. And now you can see our rim light. This is how it is looking. Okay, so you can take it upwards as well. You can basically take this upward so you can see the result. Okay, so this is how it is looking. You can decrease the size as well. Okay, so this is how this is looking. And if you want, you can take a copy of this as well by by pressing the shift D key and taking one more. Okay, you can see the result here as well. Then you can rotate the light so you can see the result. And let's just do something like this. You can see the portion here which is getting the light. Okay, this is looking nice. Yeah. And now if I turn on all the lights, so now you can see this is how beautiful it is looking. Okay, now what you can do, you can add one more light here which is covering our background. Okay, let's just take this somewhat here. Okay, something like this, and let's just rotate it here. Yeah, now you can see this result. Okay, now let's just add a background light. So I'm again going to press the shift A key, going to go to light and add a area light. Okay, I'm going to hide all of this lights here again, and then I'm going to move this upwards here. I want it to rotate here. Okay, something like this, and then I'm going to press the 7 key, going to my top view and move this away here. Okay, something like this. So we can only see our background somewhere over here, and then just rotate it. Okay, so now you can see we are getting this light only here. Okay, you can just take the value to 5 as well. Okay, and you can reduce the size here. So now you can see if I increase this, you can see the result here. Okay, I'm just having this light here only. That's it. Okay, I'm not taking it here. I'm just going to take it here. So you can take this upwards here in this direction here. Okay, so you can see we are only getting somewhat light here. So just take it downward. Okay, and here. Now if I check my object here as well. Okay, you can add new light linking and only affect this area. You can do that as well. I have shown you how you can do this. Now let's just name it to BG light. Okay, and let's just increase the light somewhat. Okay, so I am having this background light of mine, and I can really play how much I want my light to be. Okay, so let's just do 10 here. I don't want that much here. Okay, that much light. You can resize this as well, how much you want your light to affect here. Okay, and now if I turn all the lights on, you can see we are getting this beautiful result. Now before ending this session, there is one more plugin that I use for the post process, that is basically cinematic compositor. This is a really great plugin, so let me show you the result as well. Okay, so if I click on apply effect and if I just enable it, you can see this is how it is looking. Okay, this is looking really good here. But what I want, let's just press the home key so you can see. But what I want, I don't want this much streak, so I'm going to take this to 0. Okay, this to 0 0.1, 0.1 and zero point 0.1. Okay, and then I take this filmic look to around 0.3, and now you can see this is looking really good. So that's why I don't use this parameters here, this AGX parameters in the look, because I can, if I take this to punchy, you can see it's getting way more punchier. So basically I keep this to low contrast, so you can see the result, or medium low contrast. You can see this is looking really good. Okay, and if you find that this is having that more greenish look and something like that, you can tweak that as well. Okay, So you can see we have this teal and orange look. I want this type of look somewhat, okay, somewhat goldenish type of look. And now you can see this is looking really, really good. Okay, so if I press the N key and you can see this is how this is looking. Let me just show you a render. So let's just quickly render this out. So I'm going to just make sure that it is having like 500 samples here. Okay, and then I'm going to save this file and just I'm going to render the image out. Okay, now you can see because we are using the optic system, it is rendering way too fast. So this is a really good thing. And now you can see the result here. Okay, so this is with our composite and this is without our composite. This is looking really good. We are getting that soft shadows effect, that cinematic look effect which we are always thriving for the photorealistic render. Now you can tweak the values here as well, guys. So let's say if you find that rim light is way too much, so you can tweak this to let's say 15, and you can see we are not getting that much rim light here as well, this 215 as well. You can see the result, and then you can also play with the what we say our temperature as well. So you can go to your shader editor. Okay, you can just go to world and here is your basically light, and what you can do, you can add a black body and then you can add the color here as well. So now you can see we are getting this look. So let's just do 6000 here. So you can see the result here as well. So if I take this to 8000, let's say, you can see we are getting this bluish kind of result. Okay, this is looking much better. And then you can take the strength of this down as well to like 0.3. Okay, and now you can see this is looking really good. This is how easy it is to basically do the lighting, 3-point lighting studio setup in Blender. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I am going to continue the lighting series as well. If you like this video, please press that like button, share it with your friends who wants to learn lighting in Blender, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it. I will see you next time. Bye bye guys.